hands. I'm hoping it is everyone, to those who wish to have their own business. Everyone's hand should be up. Yes. Let's find out if there's anyone here that might possibly have a joint relationship, maybe with a foreigner in any business. No? No. So now what we're looking at is persons that want to have their own business and those that already have their business. Well, you're in the right place. Because what we're here to do today is to really encourage you to indeed make that step further. Go up a little higher and indeed stretch out and start your own business. Dr. Minnis, of course, is coming to really speak in depth about the Jumpstart program. But I know the questions were being asked in regards to the type of programs that we have. Mrs. Roll, there's two, right? There's one for under the age of 30 that is being administered, I think, through Ministry of Youth. And then, of course, this one that is for all those over the age of 30. And so I want to let you know that beyond all of what Mrs. Roll said today, I am also a small business owner. And for me, it took two things: hard work and persistence in order for me to get where I am today. And I want to begin to help you to get to where I am, other persons in the building are, and of course, what you wish to do. So let's start with the presentation. I know the Ministry of Finance, they have an application, and based on all the other criteria that they're asking you for, they want you to create a business plan. Now, the scary thing about it is the minute people hear business plan, you're thinking 100 pages and $10,000, $20,000. Because I have found through my benchmarking and research, even when I was doing my own business and creating my own business plan, and I began to inquire in regards to the cost of proposals that attorneys may possibly do or private companies may do, and they are not cheap. What the Ministry of Finance is asking for is really just a simple basic plan, and we're going to go through that with you today. You may ask, why a business plan? You want to get an integrated view of your business. So if you have all those that have an idea, those wanting to do their business, of course you have an idea, right? Yeah. Yes? And how many of you are afraid to put it on paper because you believe your idea might be a crazy one? Come on, let's put up hands. Because when I first started, that's what I said. I said, international business professionals is not going to get anywhere because people are going to call me crazy. But then I started putting my plans on paper, and when I began to, what happened for me is I began to look at my plan and my proposal for my business and realized that some of it may be far-fetched, and then some of it could be real enough for me to tap into. So you're doing your business plan to commit your ideas to paper. As you do so, your thoughts will become formal and concrete, and this will tremendously assist in the development of your business. International business professional. I created the cover, the back, and everything in between. Now, my program, my business plan might have took me a longer period of time. Of course, I have my flyer. And then within my plan, I have my proposal, my sample of my contract agreement, my fee schedule, my actual business flyer, what I wanted my business cards to look like, and then, of course, my certificate of incorporation, business license, etc. And so, for me, my business plan, my idea started about 3 years ago. But my business plan didn't take me very long because I put it on paper. And so that's what you have to do. You have to take your idea, you have to plant it on paper, you have to move it along to get it to right here. Yeah? Yep. And anytime there's a question, you could just put your hands up and ask. So the act of planning helps you to think things through thoroughly. Study and research if you are not sure of the facts, and look at your ideas critically. Let's just stay there for a second. Now, when I wanted to do my business plan, I had to do a lot of research. I had to look at persons that had businesses in the United States and in the Caribbean, because I wanted my fees to match them either by being the same or come to some form of marriage when it came to what my costs may be. What I also did, though, was I inquired with a lot of law firms and found out from them what their basic figure was going to be for proposals that they would do. Their figures were extremely high. So I said to myself, I think the best thing to do would be to cut my fees in half compared to what the attorneys were doing, and bam, I was successful. And so there has to be a lot of research. You have to study your plan. You've got to benchmark it if you know about another company, organization, individual that might have the type of company that you're proposed to do or that you're currently in business in and you want to expand. And so you must think it through thoroughly, study and research if you're not sure, so that you come up with a proper plan and one that's realistic. Proper planning, I just said that, of your business idea. Avoid costly, perhaps disastrous mistakes later. Success in business comes as a result of planning. If you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. The Bible says, write your vision down. Make it plain so that those who read it, see it, may grab it and run with it. And so when it came to international business professionals, and I said to someone, I want to do project management. I want to branch out. This is how I want to do it. And I began to put it on paper and began to talk to people and began to say to them what I wanted to do. And then to say, you know what, I don't just want to do business proposals. What I want to do too is I have the experience in training. I have the experience in doing individual sessions, teaching people how to do project proposals, whether you're designing it or whether you're putting it together yourself. And so the person then began to assist me to say, this is the way it can be done. Your idea looks good. Tweak it here. Do a little bit of adding there. Take it out there. And that's where I came up with my plan. And so you have got to do proper planning of your business idea in order to get it where? On paper. Let me use another example. Who knows about Phil's Food Services? Who doesn't know about Phil's Food Services? Okay. When Mr. Lightborn first started out, he was not Phil's Food Services. Actually, he was Premium Food Services. Now, Mr. Lightborn came to me just very quickly. And of course, I had to ask his permission because with clients, that's what I do. I don't talk about clients unless I get their permission. And so with Mr. Lightborn, he said to me, I want to open up my own wholesale retail company. So I said, okay. I said, well, what do you have? He said, I have my company logo. And I said, well, what else do you have, Mr. Lightborn? He said, well, I can tell you what I want. He said, and I want you to go away and do whatever it is that you do. He said, and then you come back, he said, and bring me something. So we sat down for about 2 or 3 days. And he said to me, Mrs. McLean, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. And then he fill in the blanks. So I told him to give me about a week because I caught his idea. And that's why I said you write your vision down, you make it plain. Mr. Lightborn had about 3 or 4 lines of what he wanted. But he did a good idea with telling me what he wanted Phil's Food Services on Carmichael Road to be. And so I started out, when I first came, I came to him with about a 10 or 12 page draft. as to what it is I thought he wanted for his business on Carmichael Road. And I left a lot of blanks. And then Mr. Lightborn and I sat down for about maybe 2 or 3 months, putting together what you see on Carmichael Road. Gladstone Road, forgive me. I always do that. I always say Carmichael Road. Thank you so much for what you see on Gladstone Road. We made a lot of mistakes. There were a lot of errors. There were a lot of things that we had to change. There was a lot of things we had to reconfigure as he got into the building and saw that there were things that weren't there, things that were supposed to be there, things that he had to add, and we came up with Phil's Food Services. But when he started, as you see, my front cover says premium. And in here is about maybe 3 or 4 drafts of a business plan prior to getting approval for what you see. And so it takes proper planning. It takes a lot of work. But if you are persistent, it's all about persistence. You can indeed make your dream a reality. Not only that, some people think, and I just want to put a plug in here, that, oh, we're in a recession. People don't have any money. Well, what the government is doing through Jumpstart is trying to give you what you need to push you to the next step according to our, you saw our first slide. We want to let you step up a notch, and step up a notch, and step up a notch. You may say, you know what, $7,500 is not a lot of money, but it's a start. And all you need sometimes, my bishop always said, sometimes is a little push. And when I give you a little push, then you move to the next level. And so that's what we're starting. We're pushing you into your dream. And I'm happy someone did that with me, because I wouldn't stop what I'm doing right now for the world. I enjoy coming to talk to people. I enjoy people coming with their ideas, because my mind just starts going a mile a minute when people say, oh, this is the idea I have, and this is what I want you to do, and then I'm moving and I'm jumping and I'm all over the place, trying to help people bring their dream to a reality. And so you have to do it with persistence, hard work, proper planning, and a little push, yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Any questions? Anyone getting something from this? Yes, that's good. Question in the back.
Yes, I heard you say something about certificate of incorporation earlier. Could you just explain that a little bit?
Okay. Mine is a fully Bahamian-owned company. I wanted to incorporate my business just via the trade name for now. And so I went to the Registrar General's Department, and registered International Business Professional through them as a trading company for now under that name. What I was advised by my attorney is that when my company begins to do extremely well, and I'm making over $100,000, $200,000 per year, then what I can do is I can then go beyond incorporating my company through the Registrar General's Department and actually make it a limited company. Let's use Mr. Lightborn as an example again. Phil's Food Services was just Phil's Food Services. Then Mr. Lightborn said, I want to do Phil's Food Services Limited. Well, when you incorporate, at that point for me it was only $150. I was thanking God that, okay, this is all I have to pay for my trade name. Whereas when you make your company a limited company, your costs start going beyond $150. Trust me! Because you have to then seek assistance via attorneys, you have to have memorandums and articles of association, etc., etc. So I just incorporated my company. It has a trade name, International Business Professionals. And next year, Lord's willing, when those numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger, then I would have to make it a limited company because I would literally be making more money. I make sense? Any questions from that? Everyone understands?
What would be the advantage of limiting that? I mean, why make the transition?
Now, I'm being advised once again with attorneys that when your company gets to a point that it's making a certain amount of money, you have to make it a limited company. It can't remain just a company with a trade name. So, though attorneys may not tell you this, you didn't hear it from me really, but you can actually start a business and just incorporate. And meaning that you could register the company's name at the Registrar General's Department. And then as your company progresses, you can then make it a limited company. But I think at a certain point, the law requires that you make it a limited company. And of course, we know there's the live money making by $1. So he had to. Yes, ma'am.
Can I just maybe do a sentence for him on his question?
Yes, ma'am.
The advantage of the limited company is when you operate a business as a person, you are liable for, people could sue you and take your home, take your any personal assets. If you have a company, then they can only take you to the
Yeah, I was supposed to add to that. Thanks so much for reminding me on that. That is true. And that's where the attorneys come in, to say to you that, okay, now that you're making a large amount of money and you have an extensive amount of employees, good point, thank you so much, and all of this, so that there is, when there is liability, the limited company, I think, is more of a padding, for want of better words, and a protection mechanism for you, whereas for me right now, with IBP, I'm still small, and I thank God for that, but I'm growing every day, and so I'm already coming to the realization that I can no longer be a small business. I'm going to soon have to add limited to my company, and that's not an issue, because my attorney will then take over and take it from there. Excellent question, and thank you so much, ma'am, because I should have said that also. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. God bless you.
May I ask what sort of company you are doing
Okay.
and how to use retailing to the public?
Okay, I have a project management firm. Before I left the government, what the Bahamas Investment Authority does is reviews proposals coming into the government in regards to persons interested, not persons, foreigners interested in doing business in the Bahamas, whether they want to set up a business or whether they want to open up a hotel, boutique hotel, etc. So any foreigner coming into the Bahamas to do business, you have to get permission from the Bahamas Investment Authority as a foreigner to do that service. Because I reviewed proposals when I was at the office of the Prime Minister, the challenge I found then and there was that there were a lot of not just non-Bahamians, but Bahamians that would do joint ventures and that would submit proposals to the government, but they did not know how to really present proposals. The proposals would come in and they would have all this information that some of it wasn't necessary, some of it was necessary, some of it was too lengthy, and so I saw that there was a somewhat loophole in the country in regards to teaching people how to properly present proposals to government, whether it was to set up a business, and as I said before, it was only just for non-Bahamians, whether it was to get permission from the central bank for opening accounts, etc. And so when I saw that there was a little hole in the industry, I thought that it would be great to fill that void. And so what I am doing through my company is teaching people how to present proposals to the government, whether you want to do it via a joint venture relationship whether you want to do it as a Bahamian, just to set up a business. I am an investor representative for a number of foreign clients. I do a lot of training in regards to, just 3 weeks ago, I actually had a training course here, teaching people how to prepare proposals for presentation to government, for consideration of businesses, et cetera, et cetera. I do training for Family Island development whenever administrators are chosen as new administrators. We do training in the area of advising them as to what the government is looking for in regards to their role, et cetera, et cetera. And so my company spans out, whereas I'm not only an investor representative, I do property management, my company does training, and my company prepares proposals for persons submitting their documents to government. Yes?
Ms. Wade, I found that interesting where you said you were an investor representative. My concern is we know that there is a lot of money out there, people coming into the Bahamas where they probably aren't allowed to invest in certain things. I have an idea, just saying, hypothetically speaking, I have an idea. Is there an avenue with people looking to come and invest with Bahamian and for us to be able to present it to them where the capital, where they're willing to put capital to see these drains actually happen?
Actually, there are. So many times when I was with the government, there are a lot of investors. Most of the investors that come to the Bahamas, they come as tourists. Most of them come on the Family Islands and they come as tourists and they say, just like we're in here today, they say to another Family Islander, and I see a lot of head shaking, I have a business idea, or I want to open up a little resort. And then the persons on the island say, well, okay, now we do have two ways it's done. Sometimes the person says, oh, I can get that done for you. And then they go to somebody else who says, well, okay, I have a friend that wants to open up a boutique hotel, et cetera, et cetera. But what we find is that the tourist, now potential investor, would do all the little paperwork that needs to be done at the Family Island level, not knowing that that is not the proper procedure. That is why we started the training with the Family Island administrators, because a lot of them were approving businesses, etc., at that level when they weren't supposed to. And so what the government has done before I left was created a marriage between Family Island administrators, Bahamas Investment Authority, Business License Section, National Insurance Board, Register General's Department, so that the Ministry of Works, so that anyone coming in, whether foreign or Bahamian, you have that matching of the ideas in regards to what needs to be done, procedure, etc. And so there are a lot of persons, they come to the Bahamas Investment Authority, or they just throw their idea out in respect to what they want to do at a very local level. Now, how do we find out? We wouldn't find out until they come to the Bahamas Investment Authority. Outside of that, for me, mine is basically word of mouth. The clients that I have would then come to this young man and say, well, I know Mrs. McLean, she may be able to assist you with some joint venturing with a Bahamian that has that same type of slide. They're looking for, of course, the simple, generic business model or business plan. They said to advise you definitely they're going to need the quotes for tools, supplies, etc. from your vendors. And then, of course, if you have any brochures that you're going to use as promotional materials, etc., you have to put that also along with your plan. Okay. So how to prepare a simple business plan? We just want to go through that quickly with you. For a startup business, you definitely need an executive summary. So you would include in that executive summary everything that you would do in a 5-minute interview. I know when I was getting my job at the Office of the Prime Minister, I did everything and said everything that I needed to say in my first 5 minutes, and then they hired me the next day. And so that is what you want in your executive summary. You want to be so convincing that they would say, you know what? Let me turn to the next page. So in that summary, you want your business concept, the type of business that you're looking at, or the type of existing business that you have, because this grant is always also towards whether you want to expand in your company. So you'd advise finance of that. Then you have to advise as to what your product and service will be. Who will be your customers? Who are the owners? Okay, I am Aileen McLean. What is my experience in project management, et cetera, et cetera? And so I would say all those things Ms. Rose said today. What factors will make your business succeed? Then I would talk about in my plan that I saw that loophole, you know, within the industry for this type of business. And then I began to talk about the benefits of having this, this type of company. Yeah? Products and or services. You will describe now whether you have something, you know, an invention you want to create, what you will be offering. And you can do that via technical specs, drawings, photos, sales brochures, etc. The benefits of the products and services. And then what are the pricing and fee for your product or services? Let's just go quickly to my company, very quickly, and here's my fee schedule. Now for someone that may want to come to me for a business proposal to do a resort, like a Bahamas, my fees start at $20,000 and go up because of the size of the project. But for someone that may want to come to me, that was just for a proposal to set up a business, my fees start at $1,500. And so for your proposal, you have to begin to talk about your pricing or your business plan. What is the pricing or fee for whatever product or services that you're looking for? Yeah?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have to explain how you arrived at that?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I have, just recently I did a proposal and my cost was about $4,000. And my client said to me, can you explain to me what you're going to do? I did it in 3 pages. And he actually came back and said, I actually checked someone else who told me they'd do it for $15,000. And so I think what the Ministry of Finance is doing is asking for you to justify what it is that you wish to do. Yes?
If you don't mind, if you've all given your email addresses at the back of the room, I could just email the presentation to everybody one time. That's all that.
That's helpful?
Make sure you wrote your name so I can understand, or your email addresses, please, clearly.
Okay, let's just jump back one. We will finish with that slide. Yeah? Yes. Forward. I saw some smiling. You see, because I love to be informal, but I think, and I want to be so honest today, so that when we walk away, we all feeling the same page. I think the cost and the prices that you're hearing are making you somewhat afraid. What I want you to understand is, I always heard the saying, you've got to spend money to make money. In order for international business professionals to be out there, to be on the web, to make things happen, so that I can get a Tyler Perry or an Oprah Winfrey, I had to spend money. I actually know Mr. Perry personally. And so if you want to get there, you have got to spend it. And I didn't spend no government grant. I wish the government was giving me something then. I spent my own money because I had an idea of where I wanted project management to go. And I was willing to spend to make it happen. If you are not willing to spend your own money to make your own dream a reality, please go home right now. We don't want you to. But I mean, we're being realistic. Let's be honest here. And so I implore the government, because they have met you beyond halfway.
Amen.
And so spend your money wisely, but know you're going to have to spend money. Now for me, my presentation, because investors then, I know all these people. I asked the Lord, I said, Father, I said, you are sitting me down with millionaires and billionaires. I said, and they are coming to me for investment advice. I better be able to give them something that they could say, I want to use this person. And it's happening. Hello? And I'm going to be small for long. Y'all can hear about international business professional, because I go in after the Tyler Perry. I go in after the whomever to make it happen. I told them I am going to meet President Obama in this life. Because I believe somebody can tell him, I know of a young lady in the Bahamas in respect to investment. Her name is Gainie McLean, and you need to have a word with her. So look out for me. But I will take a bunch of y'all with me when I go in, yeah? I know that's right. Human resources. Who is your management team? How many employees? Who have made a little error there? Forgive me. Do you plan to hire for the business? Give specific details of the role of each employee, the pay structure, manning levels, number of staff required to do the job, and that, it's all according to the type of business you're doing. Yeah? Questions? Now, I know when y'all see work permit. Jesus, not again. We got enough of them here in the Bahamas. Whoa! Sometimes you must seek, Lord help me so these 300 people that don't bury me today. You have to seek technology. You have to seek knowledge from abroad. The good thing about it is you get them to come in to teach other Bahamians what to do, and then ship them out when the Bahamian is finished getting that information. We've done it before in the Bahamas and it works. I always use Kersner International as an example. So many new businesses were opened when Kersner was finished because of that transfer of technology. And so you can get someone to come in. You have to pay all the fees, you know that. I mean, the Bahamas is not a very, very cheap place. We know that. But you do what it is that you have to do the right way. My slogan in my company is professional services with integrity. I try to do everything the right way, Jesus. And because I am, I'm going to be somebody. Because I'm trying to do it the right way, yeah? So ensure that if you have to do the work permit thing, because it's also very embarrassing. I should have given you an example. I told my husband I was going to use him as an example. Child, my husband, help us, Jesus. They stopped the truck. I never even had one of them on there that didn't have a work permit. Who you think they blame? Me, I'm my husband that goes there. Because the person is going to call your name. And I love it. You know what the government's doing? Who are you? They're making the owners now pay. And yes, we deserve to. Because if you're not doing it the right way, then how do you use this? Yeah? Questions? Okay, proposed location. How many people know location? Location is very important. Trust me, Ms. Rose. I've taken too long, eh?
No. I just wanted to say, now's the time to create this business by the government to help pay your employees. This $210.
Absolutely. You didn't know? Ms. Roll, come say that again so everybody can hear. Say it loud. Talk loud because these people that are front you are winning you. Oh, not everything. The murders is killing me.
I'm telling you, the murder I read.
Run, Glenn. The girl come tell me that. Come on, speak what? We are almost finished, and then we're going to put you through a quick test. You're going to enjoy it.
What Ms. Roll is speaking about is the government initiative, the 12-month initiative. Basically, if you're already registered, you can sign up as a business to the Ministry of Finance. They are still looking for businesses to hire people, and they're going to subsidize your employees for up to $210 a week. So, for 1 year. Yep, for 1 year, you can have free employees. Yeah. So, think about it. When the deadline, there's no deadline, and yes. And they're still sorting through the applications, so get your applications in as an employer, and make sure your potential employees get their applications in as well.
Yeah.
Any questions for her? We doing that? Here you go.
Yes.
Yeah, where are the forms?
Jobs.bahamas.gov.
Okay.
Write it down, jobs.bahamas.gov.
Another stuck in my head, you ain't gotta worry about that.
Any other?
How do you control over, who hire or who's hired for your business?
Say that one more time.
Do you have any control over who you are hiring for your business, or is it full of somebody that they're gonna give to you, or?
Yes, you will have some control over who's going to be sent to your business. I do think you will have the opportunity to interview a few people.
Okay.
So you are going to have that opportunity to
Make a choice.
make a choice, sorry.
Any other questions for her before she goes?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you kindly repeat the website again, please?
Jobs.bahamas.gov.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Sure about that.
I'm just curious how soon this will be.
That we cannot answer. The Ministry of Finance will have to give an official announcement regarding that. But let me just say, for people who has a business established and they want to hire employees, you can also send your information through the Kalani website, and we forward it to the Ministry of Finance. We've done that as well. Yeah.
Can I just add something, please? Or even after that is finished, and they're being for years, like BAIC and COD, they always have interns, and they always be looking for companies to put them in. And so that way you always get, you get employees as well.
Okay.
And that's been going on for 20 years. And you don't have to pay them, you could give them something, but there is no salary for them.
Question?
What if you already have your employees, but you want them to benefit from this?
That's no longer the same applies.
Okay.
I mean, there are loopholes in the system.
No, it's intended for unemployed.
If you already have an employee, then that's it. You gotta fire them and rehire them. No, it's the persons that are unemployed.
That could be easily arranged.
Any other questions? Okay, yes, ma'am.
What if that's a little more than what you usually pay your employees per week? You have to pay them
It's a subsidy up to $210, so it begins at $175 as a minimum wage.
Okay.
And employers can add to that amount. If you want to pay the employee more, you can always give them an extra $50 or $100. So, you're right.
Okay, I also want to let everyone know that although the Kalani website is on point when it comes, so please make sure you have your email addresses. Ms. Henderson will be busy making it happen, but I do know for the Kalani constituency, there is nothing the government isn't doing, that the government is doing, that isn't sent to me by email. I know it all, okay? And so, please, give her your email address. And also, of course, a lot of this information too comes on issues on Mr. Sawyer's report, because I heard a portion of this. So we can't just keep doing direct TV, this, that, and that. You have to, once again, as Ms. Rose said, read the newspaper. Some people get discouraged with that, but listen to your local news, because a lot of this information is available there, yes? Any other questions before we move on? We're getting something from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Location, location, location. The location of your business is key to business success. Yes, that is very, very important. Many startup businesses run better from home. For me, my business isn't in this big loud, louder space and I pay in $2,400 and et cetera, no. I'm running my business from my home. I recreated a portion of our home as a business space, and my clients either come to me or I go to them. And so a lot of startup businesses, you may have to start from home, but start somewhere. Yeah? Let's go back on Margaret Sanderson. Another thing I just wanted to put in a plug here. There may be some businesses that you're starting from home, but your area may not be zoned for a business. You have to check with the Department of Physical Planning, because once again, working with the Bahamas Investment Authority, I had a foreigner that came in that said they wanted to do just this little sewing company, and they wanted to put up a sign out in front of their home. The Department of Physical Planning told them no, because their area was not zoned for anything commercial. And so I had to check with the Department of Physical Planning, because I don't have a sign outside my home, but I wanted to do everything the right way. And I didn't want anybody to say, Miss McLean's child, she around there in Skyline Heights, and she have a business, and no, they know. Hello? So do it the right way. So check with the Department of Physical Planning, and make sure that if you're going to do your business from home, that it is zoned for whatever. Because you may want to do a beauty salon. They may say yes and say to you, you can't do this, you can't do that, and you can't do that, because when they approved it for me, they told me what I couldn't do. They said, you can't put no sign up in front of your house. Absolutely. I apologize now. Projected costs. We're going back again because the Ministry of Finance is saying, make sure you tell them. Money is very important. Projected costs. They want you to indicate exactly how much money you will need to start your business. Now we all know it's only 7.5. You could tell them you need 10 or 20. It's 7.5. It ain't 10 and it ain't 20. But you need to tell them whether you need 7, 6, whatever, and then you need to say what you need it all for. So you state how you're going to use it. How will the money make the business profitable? And then you want to identify any form of low-cost advertising methods that you're going to get out of your budget. For me, mine was a simple flyer, 1 page, and I think I got some, there, this is a good one I brought for you guys. God bless you. This wasn't mine, but this was just a basic flyer, white paper. I printed this on my computer. Miles and Associates. They wanted me to do something for them, expert in nursing and healthcare. A lot of this stuff you can do on your computers. Computer nowadays can do anything. Low cost. I paid $7 for the paper. But when I'm finished with my proposals, you better give me my $4,000. You better give me $20,000. You better give me all my money. But when you see the proposals that I do, hello. I think that's what they say in Johnny Rocket. Hello. Yeah. Next one. Okay. Now that's for those that are starting up a business. Now for those that already have a business, you have to have some type of plan or something if you were looking for money from the bank, etc. And so for those that have an existing business, you really just want to refine your plan. I'm using Mr. Lightborn as an example again. Mr. Lightborn's getting ready to expand. He's on 20 acres of land, and his mind is going a mile a minute on what he wants to do. And so he's come to me again. Hallelujah. And he's now saying, oh yeah, school fees coming up. So I'm like, oh, Mr. Lightborn, come, we gotta help you. So, wants to do some expansion, and so he says, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I want to take the old plan, and I'm looking for all the history and background. Everybody that knows those food services. Two key factors I want to put into his little expansion plan. So the new slogan is, here we grow again. Woo! Those food services, here we grow again. So, what are we looking for? I'm going to ensure that the market of the business that I'm targeting, which is Soul Food Services, do they have the potential for future growth? Yes. Why yes? Like some people are saying when they preach it, yes. Well, yes. And then I'm going two key factors though. Whenever you're thinking about expansion, let's get serious here for 2 minutes. You want, in refining your plan, to ensure that the market of the business you are targeting has the potential for future growth. And so if you're going to do this Jumpstart program, and you want to take advantage of the grant, you're going to say to them, my business has the potential for growth, and let me tell you why. And then you also want to make sure that your business, on the basis of its history and competitive strengths, is well positioned to win a substantial share of the market. So you want to kind of say to them, I've done my homework, and I'm doing this business. I'm expanding, and I am sure I can get, and you give a percentage of the market, because then it shows that you've done your homework. Yeah? Questions? Good. Next one. So, the presentation of your business plan. We're going back once again. You don't want your plan, you want your plan to look professional, not cheap or sloppy. I remember there was an investor that came into the Bahamas Investment Authority. He had, them $1.25 plans we used to do for our children when they go to projects in school. He had one of them. And then he said, oh, I own this, and I own this, and I own this, and I own all of that. And I said, you know what, let me do some background checks on this man. The man ain't had none of nothing. And you can see this from his business plan. His bank letter was turned upside down. Make sure it's professional, not cheap or sloppy, because guess what? I'm always be there selling international business professionals, right? But boy, if it's on somebody there, and just look good. Oh! Mr. McLean! Hallelujah. Yes, they got right there, I can see the dollar sign. So you have to make sure your plan is professional, even though those